Don't you have a preemie baby to worry about? Take care of your baby before they end up unalived. Gypsy Rose, I know this is you by the information you provided, and because who else would send this kind of ret to a baby?
Is yes, Gypsy's behind it, but she gives them a list of who she considers is pretty much a list of people she doesn't like, and they are going after them. And that is confirmed. She is paying extra for it. And I mean, I don't know what else I can say without getting in trouble.
Y'all do the very things. Y'all do the very things to people y'all complain about you don't like done to you. In retaliation, matter of fact. So what you're doing, bro, is bullying.
Gypsy Rose was fighting with that one creator and was talking about her son. Yeah, so to Gypsy Rose, kids are not off limits.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, whose name has become infamous due to her complicated and highly publicized past, might be facing a new wave of investigations. This time, it's not about parole violations or her previously well-documented crimes. Instead, the allegations are far darker, involving threats reportedly made against a minor. Fans of Gypsy Rose, known for their fierce loyalty, have allegedly crossed all boundaries, targeting content creators who have been discussing Gypsy's life and crimes, and disturbingly, even their children. One such case involves Lauren Sheree, a content creator who has focused on Gypsy's story. Lauren alleges that her infant child has been threatened by a self-proclaimed Gypsy Rose superfan, or potentially even Gypsy herself. The threats are chilling and point to a disturbing escalation in online behavior surrounding this already controversial figure. Another creator, Ivory Rose, has come forward with similar claims of being harassed and threatened by Gypsy or those in her immediate circle.
Y'all they got some sneaky ass people playing in the middle just to fuck with me. Sneaky ass people. So if you're gonna be against doxing and bullying and all of this stuff, be against it. Don't pick and choose for your friend.
Let's unpack this complex and unsettling situation in detail. Lauren Sheree, a dedicated content creator with a focus on true crime and stories that resonate with millions, never imagined that her passion for storytelling would put her family in danger. Lauren has been vocal about Gypsy Rose Blanchard's case, sharing a mixture of well-documented facts and public speculation that has surrounded Gypsy's life and crimes. Despite her neutral tone and a clear effort to stick to verified details, Lauren has found herself at the center of a deeply disturbing situation. The ordeal began when a chilling comment appeared under one of Lauren's videos. The message targeted Lauren's child, an innocent infant, with a threat that shook her to the core. The comment read, "Don't you have a preemie to worry about? Take care of your baby before they end up unalived."
So I wanted to do an update on the unaliving threats I received on my infant yesterday. Yeah, I know. And if you missed it, here it is. Y'all, I cannot say for certain, and I want to put that caveat, that this is Gypsy Rose or her stans or her fans or her cohorts.
This was no ordinary trolling. The word choice, particularly the use of unalived, carries a sinister undertone that suggests an intent to instill fear. The fact that this threat wasn't directed solely to Roland, but instead at her vulnerable infant, makes it all the more horrifying. This wasn't just an attack on a creator sharing her opinions. It was an attack on a mother and her family. What makes the situation even more alarming is the uncertainty surrounding the origin of the threat. Was this a message from a rogue Gypsy Rose superfan who had taken their obsession too far? Or was it something far more calculated, an act orchestrated by Gypsy herself? As some have speculated, the possibility that Gypsy, with her well-documented history of using others to carry out her plans, might be involved is not lost on those following the case. Lauren's fears are compounded by Gypsy's past use of the internet to manipulate and orchestrate criminal activity. Gypsy's infamous involvement with Nick Godejohn, who carried out the murder of her mother Didi Blanchard, at Gypsy's beseech, serves as a grim reminder of what she's capable of. With this content in mind, Lauren's decision to treat the threat with utmost seriousness is both understandable and necessary. Immediately after receiving the comment, Lauren took swift action, reaching out to Gypsy's parole officer, Josh Becknell, to report the incident. Her goal was clear: to determine whether the message could be tracked back to Gypsy or someone acting on her behalf.
But utilizing my freedom of speech, I can say that I do feel this is a little Gypsy-esque. Nonetheless, it will be investigated. I contacted all facets of law enforcement that I thought should be involved just to cover all my bases. I did receive an email back from the supervising officer that told me that this will be absolutely investigated. But I do want to say thank you to all my friends that have reached out to me, the creators that have commented and shared. That really means a lot. This is just, there's no words. And a lot of us are mothers. So it's almost like that. You come for one, you come for all when you talk about the babies, you know? Like, what? You know, and I just thought of something. Remember when Gypsy Rose was fighting with that one creator and was talking about her son? Yeah, so to Gypsy Rose, kids are not off limits.
Lauren's provocative approach didn't stop there. She contacted multiple law enforcement agencies, ensuring the incident was on record and investigated thoroughly. The authorities responded particularly because the involvement of a minor escalated the severity of the case. Lauren even received a confirmation email from a supervising officer assuring her that the investigation, including tracking the IP address of the threatening message, was underway. While the investigation continues, Lauren's experience serves as a stark reminder of the darker side of internet culture. It's not just about creators being harassed or sharing their perspectives. It's about the bloodlines between fandom and fantasism, and the very real dangers that arise when those lines are crossed. In the face of such chilling threats, it would have been understandable for Lauren Sheree to retreat, to prioritize her family's safety by stepping back from covering Gypsy Rose's story. But Lauren has demonstrated remarkable strength and determination, refusing to let fear dictate her actions or silence her voice. She has made it clear to her followers and to those who wish to intimidate her that she will not back down. In response to the threat, Lauren declared her resolve publicity, ensuring her audience knew she would continue her work despite the disturbing harassment. She openly discussed the steps she had taken to report the incident and reassured her followers that she was not deterred. "I am from Texas. I'm not scared of Gypsy."
Gypsy Rose was in trouble with her parole officer, Josh Becknell, for things like this. For things exactly like this, and much worse. And I have Josh Becknell's email address. You think I'm scared of you? Baby, I'm from Texas.
This statement, while light-hearted, escapulates Lauren's resilience and her unwillingness to allow fear to control her narrative. The support Lauren has received from her community has been both widespread and heartfelt. Fellow creators, followers, and even casual viewers have rallied around her, condemning the threat and offering words of encouragement. Many have praised her for taking the matter seriously and involving law enforcement rather than brushing it off as a mere trolling incident.
But I do want to say thank you to all my friends that have reached out to me, the creators that have commented and shared. That really means a lot. This is just, there's no words. And a lot of us are mothers. So it's almost like that. You come for one, you come for all when you talk about the babies, you know? Like, what?
The sentiment among her supporters is clear. No one should have to endure threats against their child for simply sharing her voice. This wave of public support has not only validated Lauren's actions, but has also highlighted the importance of holding individuals accountable for their behavior online. Many followers have pointed out the cowardice of the anonymous user who issued the threat, noting that their private account and hidden identity only serves to underscore the malicious intent behind their actions. Despite the overwhelming support, Lauren's situation also sheds light on the challenges content creators face when navigating such deeply personal attacks. While many have stood by her, others have criticized her for continuing to cover Gypsy Rose's story, accusing her of inviting trouble. The criticism, however, fails to acknowledge the fundamental right to free expression and the value of creators like Lauren in bringing attention to complex and controversial stories. Another content creator, Ivory Rose, has found herself in a similarly unsettling situation. Though her experiences carry their own unique twists, unlike Lauren Sheree, Ivory's connection to Gypsy Rose's saga is deeply personal due to her geographical proximity to the Blanchard family. Living in the Bay where Gypsy and her family are known to reside, Ivory has positioned herself as someone with first-hand knowledge of the local dynamics. This has not only drawn attention to her platform, but has also allegedly made her a target for Gypsy and her close associates.
What you essentially did was do the same thing that you complained that other people did to you, you're doing to me. You only coming after me. Why? Because of my post today that I posted this morning about finally getting in touch with parole, and then a few hours later you make that video to try and make it look like I'm unhinged, on rugs. Like, girl, have you not looked at your page? And what you're doing is gaslighting. Y'all know what y'all did. You know that shit's fucking, I mean, come on, who wouldn't be fucking freaked out and scared and upset about it?
Ivory's story began when she started sharing what she claimed were insider details about the Blanchard family. Her content included allegations and insights that she asserted were legitimate because of her residence in the bayou. However, these claims were publicly challenged by Christy Blanchard, Gypsy's stepmother, who outright denied Ivory's assertions and questioned her credibility. In a live stream, Christy stated that Ivory didn't even live in the bayou, casting doubt on her proximity to the Blanchard home. Feeling the need to prove her authenticity, Ivory took an extreme step that many viewed as reckless. She live-streamed herself driving past the Blanchard home to demonstrate her proximity to the area. While her intention was to validate her claims, the act of physically approaching the Blanchard residence turned a vital feud into a real-world confrontation. Ivory's live stream captured her driving past the home, a move that was meant to silence critics but instead escalated tensions.
About them looking for my address, that was, come on now. Like, everybody's seen and heard. A lot of people messaged me about this girl. So, there you go. So it looks like Ursula was full of shit. If you don't know who Ursula is, I can't help you. I mean, you just look at the picture. But yeah, I wasn't full of shit. She was.
Reports suggest that Gypsy herself was present at the house during this incident, and what followed has been described as both alarming and dangerous. Ivory alleges that Gypsy sent a friend known as Rogie to confront her. Rogie was reportedly armed, a fact that raises significant concerns about Gypsy's adherence to the conditions of her parole. Given that Gypsy is a convicted felon on parole, being in proximity to a firearm, let alone allegedly directing someone armed to intimidate another person, could constitute a serious violation of her parole terms. The incident marked a turning point in Ivory's relationship with Gypsy Rose's story. What began as a content creation rooted in local knowledge and speculation had now become a real-life clash. Ivory's actions, while intended to bolster her credibility, inadvertently gave Gypsy an opportunity to frame herself as a victim.
I was able to get in touch with the parole officer. Actually, the person that's taking the calls, okay? So I'm supposed to be receiving a call back from the parole officer. Just we'll see what happens. But they are well informed now.
Gypsy reportedly claimed that Ivory's drive-by made her feel threatened and unsafe, a narrative that has complicated the situation even further. Following the incident near the Blanchard home, the situation took an even darker turn. Ivory alleges that Gypsy and her partner Bree have been actively targeting her in retaliation. According to Ivory, the pair conducted their own investigation to uncover her workplace, a detail Ivory had never disclosed publicly, and then drove past her place of employment. This act, which Ivory describes as an intimidation tactic, has left her deeply unsettled.
About them looking for my address, that was, come on now. Like, everybody's seen and heard. A lot of people messaged me about this girl. So, there you go. So it looks like Ursula was full of shit. If you don't know who Ursula is, I can't help you. I mean, you just look at the picture. But yeah, I wasn't full of shit. She was.
The implications of this alleged drive-by are significant. Unlike Gypsy's residence, which has been widely publicized due to her notoriety, Ivory had maintained her professional life as private. For Gypsy and Bree to identify and visit her workplace suggests a deliberate and invasive effort to intimidate her. For Ivory, this incident underscores the potential dangers of covering high-profile figures like Gypsy Rose, whose past actions and current behavior continue to invoke both fascination and fear. Ivory's claims, however, have been met with mixed reactions. While some expressed concern and urged her to take legal action, others have dismissed her allegations, accusing her of fabricating the story for attention. This skepticism has left Ivory feeling isolated despite the severity of her claims. She has reportedly filed 2 separate complaints, one with Gypsy's parole officer and another with federal authorities. Yet, according to Ivory, these complaints have not been taken seriously. One officer allegedly dismissed her concerns, suggesting that she brought this on herself by creating content about Gypsy. Meanwhile, Gypsy's parole officer has reportedly shown little interest in following up on Ivory's allegations.
Hypocrite. Liar. Y'all do the very things. Y'all do the very things to people y'all complain about you don't like done to you. In retaliation, matter of fact. So what you're doing, bro, is bullying.
The lack of institutional support has added another layer of complexity to Ivory's situation. While she continues to document her experiences and seek help for fellow creators, the reluctance of law enforcement to intervene has left her feeling vulnerable. This inaction has also fueled criticism from larger creators who remain hesitant to engage with her story, fearing it might be an attempt to garner clout rather than a genuine cry for help. Despite these challenges, Ivory has not backed down. She continues to share her perspective, hoping to bring attention to the harassment she alleges she has faced. For her, the situation is not just about her own safety, but about exposing the lengths to which Gypsy and her circle are allegedly willing to go to silence critics. However, this determination has come at a cost. The ongoing harassment has taken a toll on Ivory's mental well-being, and her credibility continues to be questioned by those who remain skeptical of her narrative. If the allegations Ivory has brought forward are sustained, the consequences for Gypsy Rose could be significant. Harassment, stalking, and intimidation, especially involving a known felon on parole, are serious matters that could result in legal action and even an extension of Gypsy's sentence. For now, though, the lack of resolution has left both Ivory and her supporters in a state of uncertainty. The escalation of harassment against Ivory Rose Grows serves as a stark reminder of the risks faced by those who choose to cover controversial figures. It also highlights the challenges of navigating these risks in an environment where public opinion can shift rapidly and institutional support is not guaranteed. Whether Ivory's claims will lead to concrete action remains to be seen. If investigations substantiate these allegations and Gypsy Rose is found guilty of orchestrating or participating in these threats, she could face serious legal repercussions. Such behavior would not only tarnish her efforts to rebuild her life post-incarceration, but could also result in new charges and an extended sentence. For now, the public remains divided. Some believe Gypsy is fully capable of such actions given her history, while others argue that fans acting independently are more likely to be responsible. Regardless of the outcome, these events paint a disturbing picture of the ongoing fallout from Gypsy Rose's infamous past. Stay tuned for the next deep dive into the world of true crime and celebrity drama. Until next time, stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.